Hey everybody, it's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk, and I am your UHF World Champion, two-time World Champion, longest reigning champion. But today I'm not going to talk about anything that has to do with wrestling. I did just recently post a video on my channel on my WrestleMania 30 booking show. So I want you guys to look at that, and I want you to tell me who had the better card. Yeah, definitely check that video out. It was very interesting. But it went a little longer than we thought, so yeah. But today I'm going to be doing my own version of Who's Better. But I'm not going to be doing wrestling Who's Better. I'm going to be doing, I will do some wrestling Who's Better, but I'm going to be doing more like Who's a better comedian between these two? What's a better movie between these two? And this and that. So there's going to be different genres and different subjects about who's better. So I figure for my first Who's Better, for my first ever Who's Better video, I think it's fitting if I do the original Batman, the 1989 Batman's all the way through Batman and Robin and the Dark Knights trilogy. And I'm not just gonna flat out say which one's better because I know which one I prefer. So to make it more fair, I decided to do categories and ask questions. I'm going to give my thoughts on why this was better. You'll see what happens. So we'll go on. So Batman versus the Dark Knight series. We'll start. First of all, who played a better Batman? In the original Batman was in 1989, Tim Burton's, and the sequel, because there's 4 movies. There's Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman Robin. Of course, Batman Robin and Batman Forever were played by Val Kilmer, I believe, and George Clooney. So I'm not going to really include them, but I'm going to talk about Michael Keaton since he was in the first 2 original Batmans. And of course, Christian Bale was the Batman through all the other through the Dark Knight series. So I'm going to give my thoughts on. First of all, let's go ahead and talk about Michael Keaton's Batman. As Bruce Wayne, he did a very good job. He was very believable as a character. He didn't have to overreact. He acted like a simple, just an everyday guy living an average life. And you could still feel some of the pain he had because of the murder of his family. And as for Batman goes, he did a great job as Batman. Some people don't like Michael Keaton as Batman. Personally, I think he's really, really good as Batman. He plays Batman character, like I said. He doesn't have to overreact. He doesn't have to be super corny. I believe it's Batman. Now, I actually believe it is Batman. So that's what I honestly think. So Michael Keaton did a great job. Now let's move on to the Dark Knight series. And oh my God. This Batman was the worst Batman ever. Christian Bale as Batman. One question comes to mind when I think of Christian Bale as Batman. Is Batman a hero? Now, Michael Keaton as Batman, he doesn't scream or anything. He just talks like Batman. He acts serious when he's Batman. But as Christian Bale's Batman? Where are the other drugs going? It's like, what? I don't understand what happened. I don't get. He does that stupid voice when he's Batman. He sounds like he's on drugs or something. He's like ready to kill someone. It's like, good Lord. I wouldn't want to be around this guy. I don't want this guy saving me if he's gonna have a voice like that. It's awful. He doesn't sound like a hero, he sounds like a psychopathic killer. So that's why I prefer Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was the better Batman. Next was better sequels. So let's see here. We'll start with the original Batman. Batman had Batman Returns. We'll start with that one because that was the second movie. I thought it was good, but nowhere as near as good as the very first one. I just found it was good, but I thought it was way too dark in my opinion. You can understand why. It's just very dark. They made it really serious. So I thought it was just a decent movie at best. Batman Forever, it was decent as well. I mean, even though it's not dark, it was directed by Joel Schumacher, I believe. It was still a little corny, but it was kind of getting a little bit more towards kids and a wider audience. And for a movie itself, it's not that bad. But if you compare like to the other movies, you're going to kind of have a disappointment in it. It's going to be kind of disappointing, but it's still okay. Batman Forever is considered by fans one of the worst movies of all time. Because of the corny acting, the corny puns, the bad credit card, all this stuff. Even the nostalgia critic, Doug Walker, did a review on it. He said it was the absolute worst movie he's ever seen. He just hated it. He couldn't stand it. Especially, like I said, all the puns from Mr. Freeze about ice or cold. It was just, ugh. So I can understand why that movie was bad. Now let's move on to Batman Begins. First of all, Batman Begins sucked. End of discussion. Let's go on to The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was a great sequel. You have Heath Ledger as the Joker. You have a lot of good action in the movie. It was a very good sequel. I wouldn't say it's better than the original Batman, but as a sequel, it is way better than Batman Begins. It's way better than Batman Returns. Then the next movie after that was The Dark Knight Rises. Again, very good movie. Very good movie. The character development was good. The action was good. And it was a very good movie. It was. So if you look at Dark Knight had the better sequels. Next, of course, better action. Now, if we look at all the Batman movies from the 4 original Batman movies to the 3 Dark Knight movies, the original Batman, it didn't really have as much action, I would say. It was more either corny or not really. It was kind of tamed action. It wasn't like explosion this. So, yeah. So it wasn't really, I wouldn't say it was like super action packed. But the Dark Knight series brought it up and they had tons of explosions, chase scenes, intensity, lots of fights, even though some of the fights were some of the worst fights in history, if you know what I mean. Batman Begins. Yeah. But yeah, but besides that, they had some great fights. They had the epic battle at the end of, what was it? They had the epic battle at the end of The Dark Knight Rises with Bane and Batman, then the entire crowd, like the policemen and the people, and they're having a big fight. I thought that was very good. So, for which movie had better action? The Dark Knight movies. Next, this one people are going to probably be extremely pissed about. Trust me when I say this. Who was a better Joker, Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger? Let's go on to, before I go any further, let's go into the very first Joker. During the Adam West time, I like to call him, the really corny Batman. I forgot who he was played by, but from what I've heard, he's not scary. He was just corny, goofy, and just silly. My definition of the Joker is someone who is funny, but at the same time is scary and psychotic. Jack Nicholson, he was actually funny. I actually laughed. He did an amazing job as the Joker. But at the same time, you still kind of feared him, and you kind of scared of him, and you had no idea what he was going to do. It was super unpredictable. So, Jack Nicholson did a great job as the Joker. Now let's move on to Heath Ledger. This guy nailed being the Joker. This guy nailed the Joker completely. He brought the Joker to a whole new level of intensity. This guy, even though this Joker wasn't really funny, he was extremely terrifying, extremely threatening and psychotic. This Joker was way more unpredictable. But like I said, I prefer a Joker that's both funny and scary. No disrespect for Heath Ledger. I think Heath Ledger did an amazing job as Joker, but I prefer Jack Nicholson. In my mind, Jack Nicholson was still the better Joker. That's just my opinion. No disrespect to Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger did an amazing job. I'm just more of a Jack Nicholson fan, so that goes to the original Batman. So that's 2 and 2. Next, Bear Batmobile. I actually put Bear characters, but I decided to take that one out and decided to do Bear Batmobile, so to speak. You had the original Batmobile, the 1989 one, and pretty much all of them. It's just classic. It's a classic car. It's not corny, but it's not corny, but it's not like over the top either. It's classic Batman. It is a classic Batmobile. That's all I have to say. It's just a Bear Batmobile. It actually looks like a car. It's not corny, but it's not like super high tech. It's Batman. It's the Batmobile. That's how I put it that way. It is the Batmobile. Now let's take a look at the other one, the Bat Tumbler, I believe. What the heck? Batman's supposed to have a Batmobile. When they decided to get like a freaking tank car, like seriously, it looked ugly. It looked way too like. This was not Batman. If I saw this, if I saw the Bat Tumbler come out, I would not think in my mind. The first thing that would come to mind is that is not Batman. I would flat out say that is not Batman. That is some criminal, some psychotic killer that used to be in the army. That's painted his thing black. That's how I would put it. So I am not a fan of the Bat Tumbler. I thought it was way over the top. I prefer the Batmobile in the original Batman. Next, Bear Origin. What I mean by Bear Origin, I mean Bear Origin of Batman. In the original 1989 version, it was so simple. His parents were killed in a movie theater after coming out of a theater. The Joker was the one responsible, killed his family. Batman wanted revenge on the Joker, but wanted his revenge, so he became Batman to seek justice on everybody, make the world a better place. That's all you need to know. There was nothing else. So it was a simple storyline. Then you go on to like the Batman Begins. Basically, it's the same story, except we don't know who killed. Actually, I don't remember. I don't remember who killed Batman's parents. I don't think it's said, but I'm pretty sure it was Ra's al Ghul, I believe, who was the villain in Batman Begins. I'm not positive. But anyway, so it's basically same storyline, except we don't know who the killer is. Killer killed his parents, Batman wants revenge. So he ends up training with Ra's al Ghul. And all I have to say is through the beginning of the movie, like the first like half hour, almost hour, all Batman's doing is just training with Ra's al Ghul. And it's just, it's like, I just want a simple story. I don't want to know like every single thing they did. The original Batman was short and sweet. We knew what happened. We already knew what happened, why he became Batman. In this one, it just kind of drags out. And it's just, it's like, I just want like a 1-2 minute explanation on why Batman became Batman. Not like almost an hour and a half of you telling us why he became Batman. So I prefer the original Batman by far. Next, something I don't think you people realize, it's the final question, is who was a better Bane? Now, Bane is the villain. Bane was in Batman Forever, and Bane was in the last Dark Knight movie, which is kind of weird. Bane was in the last movie of each of the franchise. Let's take a look at Batman, I'm sorry, not Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. Bane. He looked like Bane. But he didn't really have anything going for him. He was just kind of like a bodyguard in a way. He didn't really talk. He was just kind of just there. He didn't really have any character development. So it's a little disappointing, but he actually looked like Bane. And then we get on to The Dark Knight Rises. Now, the Bane look is awful. It does not look like Bane. It looked like it could be some average terrorist or something. But what I do like is his character. I like his voice through the mask thing. So I think he had way better character development. So Batman and Robin had a better Bane look, but lacked character. But this one had a lack of, costume of outlook of Bane, but had a better character development. But if I had to choose, I had to pick the Bane from the Dark Knight series because he was actually more of a character development. You actually grew with him. You actually grew watching this guy. You actually like watching this guy. This guy was intense. This guy was unpredictable. And this guy was still believable as Bane, even though we did not like the look at all. Even though the look of Bane looked awful and stupid, at least he had character development, and that's what I prefer. So, let's see here. So, we have Bear Batman. I put Michael Keaton. That's one. We have Bear sequels. That's The Dark Knight. Bear action, Dark Knight. Bear Joker, Batman. Bear Batmobile, Batman. Bear Origin, Batman. And finally, Bear Bane, Dark Knight. So that's 4-3. So, like I said, The Dark Knight does have good qualities, but the original Batman still is by far, in my opinion, the best Batman. The 1989 Tim Burton one is just good. It does, like I said, it does have some flaws. It has stuff that The Dark Knight has that the Batman movie doesn't. I'm not trying to say that the Dark Knight movies flat out suck. Like I said, they're still good movies for the most part. But I think the problem, one of the main problems is, one, they're too long. They do lack vehicles. Sometimes, and then Christian Bale, I think, is the main reason why I don't really watch the Dark Knight movies a lot, because he kills it. If your Batman sucks, what is the point of watching a Batman movie? Honestly. But then again, Bane and the Joker saved those movies from being god-awful and maybe just not want to watch them. So, they did a great job. But I still prefer the original Batman movie. My personal opinion. So, yeah, so it was 4-3. So, it could have gone either way. It could have gone, wait, it was kind of a close one, but the original 1989 Tim Burton Batman and its sequels were better than the Dark Knight series. Just my opinion. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. The sequels of the Batman were not as good, were shit compared to the Dark Knight franchise. So let's put it that way. But just the original Batman was better than the Dark Knight series. We'll just put it that way. That's just my opinion. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I am not doing a voting poll for President Pet Peeves episode, but I am going to be doing a voting poll on who's better participant. I'll be giving you guys 3 different participants, and you guys will vote down below, and I'll have a link down below. I want you to tell me, what would you like to see out of these 3? So I'll have the options right here. Gremlins versus Critters. Those are both movies. So definitely check that out. Definitely look that up. Jaws versus Tremors. Which one was better? And let's see what else. I'm trying to think. I didn't really think this through. So, like I said, this is a tough one. I would say Godzilla vs. Gamera, but I need to watch more Gamera movies. So, that won't work. Oh, okay, here we go. And then Marvel vs. DC. Marvel vs. DC, and then maybe I'll throw in one more. Hold on, let me think here. One more. That's 3 right there, but I think I should include at least one more. One more good one, but what? Just hang on, guys, hang on. I'm just trying to look through some of my stuff here, see if it can give me an idea. Okay, there we go. So, we will have Gremlins versus Critters. This will be one option. We will have Jaws versus Tremors. We will have, actually I will have, why am I saying we? I will have Alien versus Predator. Which one was better? And finally I just forgot it. Great. Just great. I forgot what the other one was. Oh god, this is bad. Oh man. I'll watch the video over again and I'll definitely try to remember. But yeah. And I am so sorry. This is hard. I just had it. in my head. It was something you guys would... Oh yeah, that's right, Marvel and DC. So yeah, and Marvel versus DC. Choose between those four and tell me what you guys want me to do. Which do you prefer me to do? So, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below, tell me which movie do you think was better? Do you think the 1989 Tim Burton Batman was better, or do you think the Dark Knight movies were better? Tell me, and I want you to be completely honest with me down below. Yeah, and definitely don't forget to vote down below for what you want me to do next. I'll give you guys, I would say, a good 3-4 weeks, and then I will do another video. Press a Pet Peeves episode. I'll probably be doing another one very soon. Probably, I would say, maybe a few more weeks as well. So stay tuned for that. And you can subscribe to my channel and the Wrestling Guru Society. That's all I have to say, and take care, all my peeps.